We all know that the Roman Empire was one of the greatest empires. Oh, and also one of the most influential civilizations of all time. Stories are still heard of how the Roman Empire shaped the world's history. The Romans were madly fond and fierce at war. But they were also the pioneers of technical development. With the development of the Julian calendar to Roman arches, they left no stone unturned. It is believed that the golden age of prosperity began with the water supply system. Wait, really? Yes. Romans achieved perfection in the water supply system during that period. They are the masterminds behind the perfect implementation of an engineering marvel, the aqueducts. The water supply system was the backbone of Roman cities, which could deliver way more than many modern water systems. Let us wait to find out more. Mostly mistaken for bridges, the aqueducts are the arched structures that can be seen all around Europe. But what made the Roman aqueducts so famous? Aqueducts are not unique to ancient Rome. Some earlier civilizations in Egypt and India also built aqueducts. But the Romans improved on the structure and built an extensive and complex network across their territories. And can you believe it? The Roman aqueduct systems were built over 500 years, from 312 BC to 226 AD. Since Rome had several springs within its perimeter, so why were the aqueducts really needed? It is because its groundwater was highly contaminated. Water from the river Tiber was badly affected by pollution and waterborne diseases. Around 65 to 90% of the Roman Empire's population was involved in some form of agricultural work. The cities did not have enough freshwater sources, and the need for aqueducts rose with the increase in population. So, to the rescue, the aqueduct system was designed to bring fresh water from mountain springs into cities. Hence, in 312 BC, Rome's first aqueduct, Aqua Appia, was built. Can you believe Aqua Appia fed almost 1 million people per day? Aqueducts supported a population of over 1 million. They also supplied for public amenities such as ornamental fountains and public baths. The aqueducts at all times were protected by the law, whether state-funded or privately built. Any proposed aqueduct had to be submitted for approval. So how were the aqueducts planned? Building aqueducts required a great deal of planning. The most distinct feature in these aqueducts looked like bridges with round arches. However, these bridges were only a small portion of the whole length, which was spread throughout the empire. They were made from a series of pipes, tunnels, canals, and bridges. They worked on the principle of gravity and the natural slope. It channels water from the fresh water source, such as a lake or a spring, to the city, which further distributed the water through lead pipes to most parts. Hundreds of similar aqueducts were built throughout the Roman Empire. Alas, even for the Romans, private access to water came at a price. Sextus Julius Frontinus mentioned fraud and stealing of water in his book, The Aqueduct. During the fall of the Roman Empire, some aqueducts were deliberately cut by enemies, and many more fell into disuse due to lack of maintenance. When ancient Rome crumbled, the aqueducts went with it, but a number of portions remain intact. Let's look how Roman aqueducts stood out and set an example for the world. Aqua Virgo is the only Roman aqueduct which is still functioning today. It was built in 19 BC, commissioned by Augustus. The ancient Roman infrastructure has really evolved to meet the needs of different ages. Not only this, but one of Spain's most iconic monuments, the Aqueduct of Segovia, was built by Romans. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the best preserved Roman aqueducts in the world. Romans never ceased to impress. Another magnificent example is the French Pont du Gard. With a height of 49 meters, this aqueduct broke the record of its time. It was built in the 1st century. 1,000 men labored for 5 years to build this titanic structure. It is a real testament to the Roman engineers that some of their aqueducts are still in use some 2,000 years later. They have become iconic structures in their own right.